Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center poll. Please don't fight. Who was the best Super Bowl halftime ever? 36% of you now voting for J-Lo Shakira. That leads. Second place, Michael Jackson. Third place, Lady Gaga. And coming in fourth, Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson, and the famed nipple slip. But we didn't put Prince on there because we didn't have room. Should we have?
If we had room. That was the debate, Michael Jackson or Prince. And you said, well, Michael Jackson started the whole thing.
Didn't you say that?
And
that wasn't a debate, was it?
You weren't here for it. So maybe show up earlier. Maybe show up earlier, and you can be part of that debate.
Yeah.
It was a question.
Brian writes in, well, two things. First, Donna Berger, who was one of the lucky winners to attend. She says, party was great food, great game, great prizes. And great people, Donna, like you. Thanks for coming. Brian wants to go back to these players being cut. He says, hey, these guys getting cut now should thank the team because they can go out and find another team. If they get cut before training camp, they may not find a job for that year just because teams are more set at that time. I don't think they're thanking the teams for being cut ahead of the deadline. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been in that situation. I can't imagine because you're thinking, okay, you're hoping you got a bonus coming. You've had a good year. They want you. Maybe you're planning that money for something. Maybe you're going to put it in a pool or whatever.
Yeah, maybe you need to be realistic, and you're saying, okay, I got a 20 grand bonus coming on February 1st. You're not going to get that 20 grand, but if you re-sign another deal, maybe you'll get a 30 grand bonus if you sign on for 2 more years. So yeah. The team's saying, we'll give you a 30 grand bonus, but in your head, you're like, no, you didn't. You give me 10 on top of the 20 that you owe me. But they don't owe you anything.
Right. Your agent's probably got
like if you come and mow my lawn and I say, I'll give you $1,000 for mowing my lawn, but you never come to mow my lawn, I don't owe you that $1,000, right? Like, that's probably a perfect analogy, but.
Mm-hmm. Well.
But with you on the agent's side, like with the agents, they got to have the temperature of it and be like, look at a boo. You're not getting that 30 grand. They're probably going to release you before that. So just, don't put that money down payment on a trip or.
I would imagine this is how every negotiation goes in the history of the. First, the agent and the GMs go back on what a player's worth. Say it's $100,000. Then the agent goes, all right, what we want is $99,000 up front and then pay him $1,000 for the next. How long's the deal? 10-year deal? Give him $1,000. Give him $100 a year for the next 10 years. And 99 of it up front. That's how every player wants to. How do you want your money?
And in some cases,
all of it now.
It does happen. The funny thing is,
and how does the team want it? They want it the other way around.
Eddie Steele chimed in last week on all this. Our good friend Eddie Steele, former Rough Rider, number 97, Grey Cup champion, D tackle, saying get as much upfront money as you can, which is obvious. But in NFL terms and hockey terms, that would be guaranteed money. So there actually is guaranteed money in the CFL in the form of upfront money. Because that is guaranteed. You're right. The teams don't want to pay it, but some guys do get it. It depends on your value to the team.
You know what? That just let's speak to the character of some of the 2013 management. One of the big reasons why the Cup was brought here in 2013 is a lot of those guys, G. Roy Simon, took their bonus next year. January 1st, they took most of their salary. Therefore, the team, well, we know what happened to the team afterwards because it had so much money tied up in bonuses for the last season. It took them a while to get caught up. And you'll remember Chris Jones cutting half the team because of it as soon as he got here. But that's how it is. The character of the Saskatchewan Roughriders paid those bonuses on January 1st. And I'm sitting here thinking, no way G-Roy's going to get his money January 1st. But they gave it to him.
Our camera switcher director, Jordan Blodgett, has written in and he says, Mike, if you need someone to mow your lawn for $1,000, I'm your man. Come on, Jordan.
See my lawn?
You don't mow another man's lawn.
I've got a few of them.
On the thing with Jones cutting those guys reminds me of John Chick being released ahead of a $100,000 bonus. Do you remember this story? Because you played with Chick. Luke could tell it very well, but John, as the story goes, had that $100,000 spent on opening a new gym. All of a sudden, he's cut and the bonus is gone. And people still haven't gotten over Chris Jones for that.
But this is what.
But he went in and demanded his money. Said a deal's a deal. And he got his money. But not every guy can do that. Not every guy is John Chick.
I don't know about that. If you came knocking on my door and say, "Hey, I want my $1,000 for mowing your lawn," I'm like, my lawn's covered in snow right now. Like, there's no way you did my lawn. Like, there's no way you
come back to this planet, Abu. Come back.
Well, it's for services rendered. If you're employed by this team on this day, we pay you this much money. If you are employed by this team can you not read, John? It says if you were employed. You're not employed, so we don't owe you the money. That's contract law. You can say, yeah, it's not the right thing to do, and he's a good guy and everything. Well, then don't write it in your contract. Write it in and give me $100,000 now.
Right, but I think Chick he's not dumb. He went in and said, morally, I in good faith did this. You owe me the money.
Morally
and got his money.
Yeah, morally and good. Take that to the lawyer's office. And see
I
how
know.
much you get.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm saying in John's case, however, he got the money, which would be rare. I don't think any of these players that got cut here ahead of their bonus are going to be able to pull a John Chick. He was able to because he's John Chick.
Yeah, I wouldn't give JC, Jesus Christ, John Chick, anybody their money. That's a deal. That's a deal.
Well, and furthermore,
that's what you signed. That's your bargaining power.
Not
That's
shockingly,
sign it.
this came up last week with these players getting cut ahead of the bonus. Like, good for Darian Durant and his $70,000 he walked off with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Morally,
heard some of that.
Morally and ethically, that's wrong. But they gave you the money. That's why. I mean, like, you know what? This is the time of year that players can talk about business because it's a dirty game. Morally, ethically, once your contract is signed, like Grimes said in the first bit, get it out of the way, move on, focus on the knee, don't worry about all that other distractions and stuff. This is the 2 months that you got to work on it. Get the best deal you can. Players want all their money up front. Teams want to give all the money on the back end so they can cut you before they give you the money. Everybody knows that. Like, everyone knows that. If you don't know that, if you don't know, now you know. Listen to the Rod Pedersen show. We told you. We just told you right now. There you go.
I like Derek Dennis's tweet on the weekend about, I wonder what it feels like to have your team actually want you around.
It feels like money up front. That's what it feels like.
Well, he's not getting it.
Then they don't. Then that's the thing.
So clearly, Derek Dennis is feeling unwanted right now, and I kind of get a kick. Derek's been around. He's not a kid. But the sucky part of this business is this time of year when they're trying to devalue you and make you feel like junk. And come May when training camp opens, then they're trying to pump you up.
And that's why I always had an agent, because I couldn't sit across from you, my coach,
your
my
feelings
whatever,
would get hurt.
and you tell me how bad I am. Yeah, I'm super fragile, man. If you tell me I'm bad, I'm going to believe you. Or maybe I just trust people.
Right, but everybody's like that. We talk about this all the time. I mean, we can be tough, and I understand, and I'm pretty thick-skinned and understand that, okay, look, it has nothing to do with me. But it still doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, to have bad things happen to you, or, you know what I mean? We can move on, but it doesn't feel good. And I would, argue the same thing. I can't imagine how tough it would be to sit in those NHL arbitration hearings when you're trying to figure out what the value's worth, and you just have to come up with all these reasons why you're worth less. Yeah, that's like, if I'm a player, I don't want to be anywhere near that room.
No, it's business time. I wasn't able to. I need you, my coach, to tell me that I'm the best player ever. Not, well, hey, if you don't sign in the next 20 minutes, we got Andrew Green on the phone right now, though. You'll sign. No, he's way better than you. I'm like, oh, shit, okay.
But you had that shoulder thing, and you're a couple inches shorter than the next guy, and you know what? You're slow, and you put on a little extra. All these different things. They can just like hammer you. And
I don't need to know that. What I got was Ken Austin calling me saying, "Hey, we're going to win the Grey Cup. Eric's going to go talk to Gil. We're going to win the Grey Cup. I need you here on board." Click, hung up the phone. 20 minutes later, I knew where I was going.
And did you know Kent from Ottawa?
Oh yeah,
you had a personal relationship.
Oh yeah,
with him.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
So you were sold. Money didn't even enter into it?
To be honest with you, I wanted to stay in Toronto. My mom was sick. We just had a baby. Toronto offered me minimum wage, and I got about 3 times as much. I didn't really want to go back to Winnipeg. I wanted to come here and raise my kids in Regina.
Really? And it all worked out?
Yeah, actually, Winnipeg offered me more money. But
yeah. By the way, the breaking news this morning, CFL-wise, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers releasing Chris Strevler for an NFL opportunity. And now TSN's Farhan Lalji reporting that it's with the Arizona Cardinals with a $100,000 bonus. And speaking of $100,000 bonuses, here's a name that might bring a smile to your face. And our next guest, who's logged in, who will come in after the break, should make him smile. You guys remember Tango McCauley?
Of course.
$100,000 bonus with the Dallas Cowboys. Did nothing all offseason but eat potato chips and sit on the couch. Got cut in training camp, took his $100,000, and that was the end of $100,000 bonuses for a long time.
Didn't he lose his leg?
Nah, not that I know of. Jay French might know that. Jason French will join us next. That's right, number 87. Justin Dunk coming up in hour 2 as well. It is the Rod Pedersen Show Monday morning on Facebook Live, and listen live at rodpedersen.com.
You're watching Rod Pedersen on demand. For more of the Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.